My name is Karma. Um, this is a manifestation channel, but this is a mental wellness and health channel as well because we deal with so many things in our life, right? That we need to make sure that we're able to handle whatever our reality is bringing to us or whatever trials we may be going through. Hold on for a second, you guys. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Battery 100.
Okay, let's turn that. Okay, so sorry, that was my speaker. So, where do I begin? You know, I always tell you guys to start every day with gratitude, no matter what is going on in your reality or in your 3D or in your world. Always have gratitude, you know, even when we're going through grief, even when we're going through times of maybe poverty or just going through things that we don't understand. I'm finding that just being grateful for our breath, for our sound mind, are things that get us started to, you know, the more we're grateful for the small things that we have, right? That others necessarily may not have, the more we bring more of what we want into our reality, the more we bring more things to be grateful for in our reality, right? And another part of like just creating a big part of creating the life you want is the way your thoughts are traveling. Where do your thoughts travel to when you have downtime, when you have times where you are dealing with something that seems so difficult, right? Really, how are you handling a situation? Because at the end of the day, the negativity that we harbor, the bad thoughts that we harbor, the bad feelings that we might harbor, they harness inside of us and they come with disease, right? And because you got to remember, we don't live like by the flesh, right? We live in a spiritual world. We live on a consciousness field. Everything that we experience comes through our thoughts. And so if you're always having negative thoughts, yes, you can harbor that negativeness and it turns into physical disease because our conscious thoughts and ideas are what turn into the physical. Okay. So I'm really, you know, I have been like in and out on my channel because I've had so many things going on in my life and with my real outside of, you know, my real life with dealing with people and everything. But I've been saying that I'm going to start getting back here on a consistent basis because I understand that, yes, in real life, I help people. I help people who are going through things, whether it's grief, whether it's loss of job, money, whatever it is. I do help people in my real life. I try to because I feel like that is what my purpose in life is, to inspire others to hang in there. It gets better. You know, I've been there too. I've been angry. I'm wanting to give up, wanted to run away from all my problems, right? But I'm glad ultimately that I did not, because it taught me how to face adversity, right? Because we I don't know where this notion comes from that we should run from adversity, right? Of course, as I always tell you, if you're in a violent situation or in physical harm right then, just get the heck away. Like, don't worry about none of this. Get the heck away, then start the other side of healing. But for those that face adversity, whether it's on your job, you feel like your boss doesn't listen to you, your manager doesn't listen to you, you feel like your coworkers are out to get you. Mind you, no one is ever out to get you in your reality. They're only out to do whatever you're assuming that they're out to do. They're never out to get you. Now, everyone is different, right? Because we've been through like different things in our life. We've grown up in different areas. We might have gone through different things in our childhood. But what I found is that you need to find little things that make you happy. You need to find little things that bring you peace. You need to find little things that, good morning, Baco Bikes. You need to find the little things that bring you peace. And sometimes those things can just be something as simple as taking a bath, lighting a candle, listening to music, cleaning your bathroom, listening to music, cleaning your bedroom, even making your bed. I know that some people actually struggle with every day making their bed, but I find that it doesn't have to be neat, orderly, tucked like how the nurses do. Because I went to a nursing school way back when, how they make you tuck. It doesn't have to be all that. It could just simply be doing your sheet like this, doing your cover like this, having your bed spread so that when you come back, that's one thing you don't have to worry about. You can sit down, you can get into your made bed, right? That sounds like such a little thing, but people who are struggling with depression go through this. They don't want to make their bed. They don't want to clean up, right? But I find that as you get into the routine of just doing these little things on a day-to-day basis, you start to change the tide in your reality. Like literally, sometimes just doing the littlest things can brighten your day and can get your mind back to where it needs to be, right? Even little things like, I always used to be like, okay, when people like take time to smell the flowers, right? Like, doesn't that sound crazy? Like, literally, all flowers, right, smell the same to me. They have that flowery smell. So it's like, what's the point of me smelling a yellow flower versus smelling a red flower? Like, why are y'all taking the time to smell the flowers? It's dumb, right? This is the old me talking. But the new me is like, oh, now I see. It's more than just smelling the flower. It's appreciating the natural color of this flower, appreciating the gift of being able to smell the dirt, to smell the flower. I really understand now why people love plants and love digging their hands in dirt and in the garden, because you enjoy the feeling of being able to do it, the smells of what is around you. And these are just the natural. You don't have to pay anything to go out and pick a flower and smell it and look at it and enjoy it, right? I'm just trying to tell you little things that you can do, right, to reset your mind. Because sometimes you might be at work, you got a 30-minute lunch. What can you do on your 30-minute lunch to get you back in the frame of mind and like, okay, my first half is done. Now I got to get through my second half, because I find that after lunch can sometimes be trying. It's either people who be like, yes, the day's almost over, or, oh God, I still have half the day left. What can you do in those 30 minutes? Even if it's so simple as go to your car, put on some headphones or your radio, listen to subliminals, right? Walk around the outside of your job building, feeling the air hitting your face, letting you know you are still here. You are important, and you matter because you say that you are important and that you matter. There is no one outside of you that defines your worthiness. You define your worthiness. And in fact, once you realize that, everyone in your reality falls under to your submission. They have no choice but to appreciate who you are and see your worthiness, right? But we must remember this too. When we manifest for people to appreciate us, for our boss to appreciate us, for our boss to start treating us better, even if it's manifesting a boss we just don't like moves to another division, right? We have to remember that we once we say this is what we want, this is all we see, no matter what happens in the 3D. Because the 3D is always shifting. Not only does it shift day to day, it shifts minute to minute, but it's always going to be based on what your assumptions are, what your thoughts about your life are, what your thoughts about yourself are. I get it. I really truly get it. I've had a family member that took their own life last year, right? I've had a good friend of mine that passed last month. I've actually 3 friends of mine passed in October and November. And so, it hurts. It makes my heart a little heavy. Yes, I cry. I sit with their families. And but that's why there's the saying of there's a time for sorrow, there's a time for grief, there's a time for laughter, there's a time for happiness, because you do want to impart and let people know that you empathize with them, but you can't let that be your center. Your center still has to be your center, who you are. What do you offer to the world? What do you offer to the universe? Because these things that are happening around us, I don't really like to talk about death per se, because I feel like there's like, I feel like okay, I don't really like to talk about death because I just don't like to talk about death. I feel like when I talk about it, I just notice it more, and I don't really want to, but it is a part of our life, it is a part of our life. It's a part we have to get around. And I'm just saying this because so many people are dealing with grief. I get a lot of people who come to me with grief, and I have to try to show them ways, little ways to start to get past, to get through the grieving, because grief is real, and it's something that's always there. Even I lost my uncle, who's my very close uncle, and it'll be 6 years in February, and it still feels like it was yesterday. And sometimes, I'll be like, and he'll just come out of nowhere, and I feel. It was a point when, and anytime I would think about him, I would cry, and that was like for the first 2 years, right? Because he was more than just an uncle; he was like my father figure. And then now it comes to a point where when I think about him, I could smile, right? I could say, okay, he's back with a great consciousness, because we all are going to take that journey. We're all going to pass. We don't know what time or what day, but we all have to take that journey. We may be young, we may be old, but it's a journey that we all have to take. And I feel as though once we leave our body and we're back in our pure consciousness, we go back to the place that we were created from, that our consciousness was born from, right? There's a place for us. And so knowing that, right? Knowing that it brings me solace to where I can carry on through the grief and I can carry on. And I know it takes people, everyone is entitled to have their own belief about what happens after death. You know, I will never take that from you. Be whatever helps you to cope. But me personally, that is just what my belief is, because it makes no sense for our flesh to be gone, but our soul, what doesn't, you know, if you believe in manifestation and you know how you create your thoughts and you know how you create the things that happen in your reality, then you will understand that your consciousness is something, whether it's hooked to your flesh or not, your consciousness is still something. And so I just encourage everyone, right, to today try to find the little things that make you happy. Okay. There is no need to feel like, if I don't have $100,000, I can't be happy. Because, hi, Mikey, because think about all the millionaires, right? Who ended up in jail, who ended up no longer on this playing field, right? So I'm talking about finding the little things that make you happy. My channel is geared toward people who are going through depression, who may be worried about money, people who are losing loved ones, people who are thinking of taking themselves off this playing field. This is what my channel is for. If you are okay and you don't need encouragement, I would suggest you just, find another channel. But I'm always going to come on here and talk about gratitude and little ways to make things better, because a lot of people deal with, like I said, if it's not even grief, it just is work. So many people tell me about work and how work is stressful, and they work these long hours and they feel like there's never enough money. But as long as you keep speaking that over your life, there will never be enough money, right? As long as you keep saying there's never enough money, the universe has no choice but to make everything in your reality that's happening to you show you that you don't have enough money, versus where you say, I have enough money, my bills are paid. There's a way is going to come for me to take that vacation. A way is going to come for me to save that $10,000. I've done it. I haven't worked and I've done it. I'm telling you, based on the way that you talk to your reality is how people, places, and things show up for you. Literally, I was thinking about someone I hadn't seen in hella years the other day, right? I was thinking about this person maybe like a week ago. I hadn't seen them in so many years, maybe 5-6 years. I don't know. And I went to bingo, right? And I always go to bingo because I'm a gambler, and they were there, but they don't always go to bingo because bingo is like, everybody who goes there. And it was just so funny when I seen the person, I just waved like, hey, and I was like, oh, I created this moment, right? I created this moment. And I was here at this exact moment and this exact time to see how my thought created in my reality. So just as simple as you think about someone, you can create money, anything. I had anxiety, it's hard to breathe. Okay, so first of all, I will want you to be encouraged, right? That life is not hard for you, right? So why am I anxious, right? Because remember, life is an ever-changing thing and an ever-evolving thing. I've hit the bottom. I've hit rock bottom. I've been homeless. I've slept in my car. To now I'm in a 5-bedroom. I have 4 cars. You know what I mean? These things that we worry about, that's kind of what I was talking about in the beginning of the video, how the thoughts that consume us that might be negative, they internalize and they become disease. They become, you ever looked at someone and you see how their face is aged, and it's because of what they're going through mentally, that it's aging them and it's suppressing them? You have to center yourself and find the little things that make you happy. You have to find techniques that help you get through anxiety attacks. You have to see yourself as, just even if it says this, right? Because another one may happen, right? I've noticed that I've been having them less, right? I've been having less and less anxiety attacks until one day you're going to look up and you're going to say, wow, I haven't had an anxiety attack in months, in years. Or I remember when I used to have them, but now I don't. How you speak to yourself, how you speak to yourself when you're falling asleep, how you speak to yourself first thing in the morning, the thoughts that are running through your head throughout the day are what creating your reality, right? So I would encourage you to speak that out of your life now. You know, that was a part of your life. You remember when you used to have these attacks, but they are less and less now. You hardly ever have them now. Things are working out in your favor so that you don't have to be stressed. So has no one. To the person that has no one, you have me. You have me. Literally, my Instagram is karma_the_visualizer. Inbox me. I will talk to you. I will help you. I am that person. So if you're here, you no longer have no one. You have me. I definitely respond to my messages. I wish some of my girls were on here. I have people that I've never met in real life that I talk to on a continuous basis through Instagram. So you now have someone at bat for you. That is what my job is. That is what my calling is. My calling is to reach out and help those that need help. Seriously. Hit me up in my inbox if you want to talk privately. If you want to come on here and put questions out, I answer them here too. But this is what I'm here for. I'm here to help. This is a small channel, but I feel connected to everyone who comes on my channel, right? I will help anyone get through anything. And another thing too, which I found has really helped me a lot, right, is reading. We spend so much time on the phone, right? When's the last time we went to a library or picked up a book and actually read it and actually spent time with ourselves, edifying our mind outside of television shows and all this crap that's just making us go every which way? It's hard if you have. So look, once again, you have to stop claiming that stuff over your life, right? If anything, start by saying, I remember when I had hair loss, but I've noticed my hair growing back. I go through that. Yeah, I got long hair, but you see this right here? These edges is gone, okay? But would I let that depress me, right? Would I let that, like I had a dude the other day say I was bald. Like I just laughed it off or whatever because he ain't my dude and I don't care. But because it's a thought that I've had because I know my edges are bald, right? But what am I going to do? Not feel sexy, not feel beautiful because one person told me something that was a thought I already had? Heck no. Get up. If you're losing the hair, then cut it all off and go bald. They got wigs, they got toupees, they got man beards. They got so many things right now that you could do. That is not a reason to be depressed. In the world we live in today, in the society we live in today, there's always a way to get around missing hair. That is not a reason to be depressed. I promise you, okay? I promise you, it's really not. But you have to start saying these things to yourself. The more you feed these thoughts into your mind, the more you will stop even caring about that ish. I intend for this to make sense, what I'm trying to say. But, don't speak depression over your life. I get it. At least be like, I remember when I was depressed, but now I'm not, right? I see myself as coming out of this depression. See yourself on the other side of that depression. Find the things that you want in your life, that you want to create in your life that will imply that you are no longer depressed. You have to see yourself, your future self, as the version of you that no longer has these afflictions. They will go away. I promise. I promise you they will. I promise you manifestation is real and it works literally. You want to create someone in your reality? Then see the person that you want to create. See the moments that you spend together, whether it's a friend going to the movies, it's going on dinner with a date, whether it's, or even still, I'm in a dart league, I play darts. I'm in a pool league, I play pool. I play dominoes, or like, I find and then there's this app I always say you guys about. It's called Meetup. It puts you with people in your area who are into the same things that you're into. So whether it's dressing retro, whether it's shooting pool, don't be afraid to put yourself out there to meet someone new, because the people that you want in your life are out there waiting for you. Your wants want you. Your desires, they want you, but you can't sit at home and expect them to get to you. You have to, well, unless you're on my channel, of course, but you really have to get outside. I ever really go outside my room. I hear you. I do. But why not just, and that's when we go back to the beginning of the video. What is it to go out your front door and pick a flower and smell it and let the hair hit you and realize how abundant you actually are to be able to do that little bitty thing. When we start appreciating the little things that we can do in life, more things for us to appreciate come. And sometimes it's even so simple as being able to enjoy a good meal. Because I remember when my uncle was in his last stages of cancer, and this was before manifestation. So, okay, I don't want to go too deep because I beat myself up all the time, but I remember he couldn't even enjoy food at the end, right? It's something so simple. It's something so simple that we do every day that we take for freaking granted. Sometimes I have to sit and enjoy my food and I say, thank you, universe, for this wonderful tasting food. I appreciate the gift of being able to taste it, swallow it, and it be nourishment to my body, because there are those out there right now who cannot. You have to, if you have nothing big to be grateful for, you got to start finding those little things to be grateful for. I'm telling you, it shifts your mind, it shifts your reality, and it shifts the way you see things. And you're going to notice, because things are always working out in your favor. Period. I don't care what the hell happened. I cracked one of my rims on my BMW the other day. I was mad as ish, right? Because it was like $200. But I had to say, okay, universe, you're going to provide a way. Got it fixed, got it going. So it's all about how you looking at, or do you really look at the world and the universe, and do you really expect it to provide for you, right? And these are things that you have to do with inside your mind and with inside yourself. Nobody outside of you is coming to save you. We have to save ourselves, okay? After like 3 years. Okay. Hey, listen, check this out. I've been there, right? I've been there. I'm gonna give you a true example. Now where I live in California. So when the shutdown happened and we couldn't go to the store, we couldn't go out and get what we wanted, we couldn't see other people. And it was like me and the kids for a while. And then me and my friends started hanging out, right? So everything I got, I would hoard and I would hold on to, right? To the point where I had so much stuff that I know that like I should be like giving it away so that someone can use it versus holding it there and seeing it. But something about the shutdown and not being having access to stuff made me hold on to it. And I realized that I had a lot of ish. And it took me so long to start giving stuff to the Goodwill, giving stuff to people I love, or selling stuff or whatever it is, right? But I would never beat myself up because I had a lot of shit everywhere. I would never. Like, that doesn't define who I am as a person. I know the reason why I had all this shit everywhere. And I'm thankful that I was able to disperse this shit, my things, to people who needed it. I was able to let it go. I didn't feel a need to harbor it because of something that happened in my past. So it doesn't matter when you clean, as long as you did it. If you only did it one time, I'm still proud of you. Now, remember the day you did that? Keep replaying that day over and over in your mind. You're going to get inspired to have more of those days. That's literally how this simulation works, literally. And I would encourage you to check out Elmer Locker Jr., his channel. And for depression, I would definitely encourage you to check out Dylan James. These are two manifestation coaches who have helped me through so much, because I still from time to time find myself dealing with like anger, right? And so I go to those channels and I listen to what they're telling me and I say, hey, yeah, I'm tripping. Let me not think about that. Let me think about the good. And then I notice how instantly my reality shifts. Okay. So the first one is Elmer, Elmer, Locker, Locker Jr. Check his channel out. And Dylan, Dylan James, James. I always recommend those two right now. Next to, of course, Neville Goddard. You see Neville right there, right? He's my mentor. I'm a Pisces. My birthday is March the 12th. Once again, Elmer Locker Jr. and then Dylan James. And they post regularly, and they post subliminals about money, about getting what you want. Dylan James is more so depression. If you have people don't want to shower, people don't want to clean. He works with that stuff more. He like makes subliminals. And I find that they if you feel alone, feeling worthy to where people want to gravitate towards you. Yes, definitely check those out. I'm telling you. And just playing some of that stuff when you go to sleep, letting that be your last thought of your day, wakes you up. I'm telling you, you're going to wake up refreshed. You're going to have a new way of seeing things, right? So I just encourage you guys to be grateful. So along those lines, right? I know in my last video, I told y'all if y'all want to leave now, y'all can, blessings. But I wanted to tell y'all that I ended up getting some candles from Bath and Body Works last weekend because it was the $10 candle day, right? And I think I'm gonna make a separate video to share my candles though, because I kind of gotta go now. But I know these candles are like Oh my God, I love candles. I'm sorry. The candles make me happy. Candles make me happy. Getting a good deal makes me happy. Like, it's even hard to sleep at 3:19 hour country. 3:19, 3 a.m. So that's the perfect time, right? If you wake up in the middle of the night, get you a piece of paper and a pencil. It's called scripting, and start writing out the things that you want and desire for your life. Start only write positive things. Do not write no negative stuff. If you find yourself and you have to say something negative, before you say it, right, I remember when, because that implies it was a part of your past. Okay, I have so many journals around here, it ain't even funny. Like, I just busted out a new journal. If you're up at night, start journaling. Start journaling. Journaling helps. Yes, like, let me show, like, literally, like, you see this book? I got this book right here. I ordered this book online. It's a little Black Mermaid. I get in here. I just started this journal, actually. This is what I kind of was writing. In my first sentence, let me tell you, my first sentence is, I am abundant. My bills are always paid, right? I have $10,000 in cash saved. Just stuff like that is just what I'm writing, right? But the more you write it and you said, and the universe knows that you want it, they bring these things into your reality. I'm telling you, journaling helps a lot. We call it scripting in the manifestation world, but it's just journaling, getting you some paper, getting you some pencil, writing the thoughts you want, writing the life you want to create, and just envisioning it. It's almost like reading your own story. Writing your own story is really what a journal is. It's writing the story of what you want, right? So I encourage you, if you wake up at night, can't sleep, scripting. I encourage you, just listening to subliminals from Dylan James or from Elmer Lockhill Jr. I encourage you to if you even if you just can't go to sleep, but you lay there very still without your body moving, your body still gets the rest it needs, right? Your body is still going to get the rest it needs. So even if you're just laying there thinking good thoughts, thinking about the things you want to create until you fall back asleep, you're going to get into a routine until where you will get sleep. Also, talking to yourself, telling yourself, I always get a good night's sleep. I always get a good night rest. I always get sufficient sleep. I always get my sufficient hours of sleep. How you talk to yourself matters, because it creates the life you are living in the real world. Okay. I gotta scram. I gotta skedaddle, y'all. I love you guys so much. Please make sure to subscribe. I promise you, I'm going to get back to my daily uploads. I probably might upload later today, but it'll be about these candles because I really want to show y'all what I got. But I love you, YouTube. You are never alone. I'm here. You can hit me on my Instagram, karma_the_visualizer, if you need to talk. If you are here, you are no longer alone. You have a friend right here. Your friend Karma, okay? I love you guys. I gotta go. Bye.